These are limes, right?
What do you call these?
So it's a special type of orange. It's not orange, it's green. So it's like an orange in camouflage. It pretends to be a lime. It tries to integrate into the orange scene, but...
But it's sweet, right? You know, we have this back home. We call it sweet lemon.
No,
Yeah.
it's not in mine. Something totally different. We don't have this fruit.
Yes, we do.
It's not like this, Mom.
Yeah.
It's not in mine. Michael, I blinked for a second and it feels like we're suddenly in China.
Yeah, it's, you know, this is the thing. I just want you, you know, to cover as much of Asia as possible, so you don't need to go to China itself and save some money. I thought
You're saving us a lot of money, man.
But where is this, Michael?
This is in Bangkok. So this is one of the Chinese communities here. And what you see here is the center of the community. It's basically a Chinese temple, a shrine. And this is one of the, you know, the things that make up Bangkok's diversity.
You're half German, half Thai.
Yep.
How do you find these places?
Well, you know, I read a lot about Bangkok when I was young, and so I had all this theoretical, you know, knowledge and the stories, and I just wanted to experience by myself. You know, usually when we go, we follow a map, right? We go along the streets, you know, to be safe. But what I found out is that if you go away from these streets that are indicated in the map and you go into these little alleyways where you just can't walk in, right? Then you find places like this, you know, it unfolds a complete different world.
And how did the idea of Bangkokvanguards come to being?
When I hear about the challenges that we are facing here in Thailand, let's say if it's you know, the environment or like the poverty gap or whatever it is, or the cultural conservation, you know, there is something I can do due to my educational background, to my passion and my communication skills and everything, that it can be a kind of bridge. And from there, you know, it's, you know, kind of idea, what can you give back?
Right,
you know,
because Bangkokvanguards is about social awareness as well.
It's about social awareness, yes, because this is gonna all disappear.
Why?
Like Asia is modernizing, you know, their concept of modernization of development, right, is basically the Western model.
But there's a lot of culture here still. I mean, I feel it when I come to Asia.
Yes, yes.
I mean, they haven't lost it.
And it's very diverse as well.
Yes, it is. But when you come, it is still, but it's, you know, gradually eroding. We do community-based tourism, so I take people, like the students, I take them on community-based walking tours in this part of town, and I'm also a fervent cyclist, so I have a number of good quality bikes, and I take people out on bike rides. So,
and these places that you take people to, we wouldn't be able to find them on the net?
A lot of the information on the net is destination-based, so you have all these dots, right, and you can go to the dots. For us, we design how to connect the dots, you know, how to tell a story. For example, you could find that place probably on Google Maps, and then probably in the next place. But which is the most compelling and interesting route to the next spot?
So, Michael, you brought us here on one of those long tail boats. It was an awesome ride. But we stopped in this particular place. Where are we?
We are here at the kind of creative refuge, creative escape along the canals and on the west side of Bangkok. And it's one of my favorite places here because you find this very old, 100-year-old wooden house that is built around this 300-year-old ancient stupa, and it's an artist community, and the people come here, you know, to basically, you know, enjoy creative space, enjoy the arts. The founder of this community is an artist himself, and so he gathered people interested in the Thai traditional arts, from Thai traditional dancing or puppetry. So he wants to pass this passion also on to a newer generation. This community here by the canal basically reflects on, you know, the old way of life, how people lived here in the past, because it was a rather an amphibian city, you know. There were no streets, people lived by the canals. This is the traditional way of how the Thai people lived. You have this peacefulness and the calmness here, and there's sort of also spirituality.
I'm definitely feeling that. In fact, I feel so peaceful right now.
Yeah. Just let's
I would
sit down
recommend
and
for people to come here. But you know, the journey that we took to get here was quite cinematic. What's the philosophy behind your tours?
But what I want to basically convey is the diversity. Bangkok is such a complex, it's an organism, you know, and there's so much complexity. You go in one neighborhood and you turn around the next corner and it's completely different. So I want to design an experience, you know, that takes them through all these, you know, different layers of Bangkok, you know.
So can I call what you're doing experiential tourism?
Yes, you could say that, experiential tourism. It's because it's not a tour, it's an experience, right? It's more a holistic thing where you involve all your senses, you know, where you stimulate your intellect and you not only like see things, but you do things, you smell things, you taste and touch things, you know, and learn about things that before are not on your radar. And I think that's something enriching and meaningful.